Welcome to the news on the hour on Providence Television International. I am Ubebo Ikekwa. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to recognize the former Minister of Finance, Senator Nenadi Usman, as the valid leader of the Labour Party. In a judgment delivered by Justice Peter Lifu, the court relied on the April 4, 2025 verdict of the Supreme Court to uphold Usman's leadership and consequently removed Julius Abure as the national chairman of the party. The court also emphasized that the Nenadi Usman-led National Caretaker Committee is the only lawful authority to represent the Labour Party pending the conduct of a national convention. The Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association has condemned the recent abduction of 177 persons in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, describing the incident as alarming and unacceptable. The association in a statement expressed deep anguish over the attack, stressing that the incident further compounds the insecurity challenges confronting Southern Kaduna. The chairman of the association, Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhu Kure, lamented that many families are still living in pain and uncertainty over the fate of their loved ones, noting that the recurring attacks of terrorism continue to instill fear amongst residents. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has called on the federal government to ensure the safe release of Christians abducted by bandits in the Komin Wali community of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. He decried the initial denial by security forces of the abduction of worshippers at Ekwa Church and Cherubim and Seraphim Churches 1 and 2 at Komin Wali community. He called on the federal government to ensure that all Nigerians are released safely and unharmed, and to confront decisively the persistent crisis of insecurity in Nigeria. The former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has expressed concern over the increasing audacity of bandits who attack at will in Nigeria. Atiku was reacting to the recent abduction of Christians in Kaduna, stating that it is a great embarrassment to the Nigerian government that bandits now attack people and take hostages continuously unchallenged. He observed that it is difficult to curb the menace in a situation where governors are on their knees begging bandits in the name of peace deals. The former vice president also emphasized that the government does not have to wait until the bandits launch attacks before it responds to the issue of banditry. The federal government has announced plans to abolish the long-standing higher national diploma contrast by empowering polytechnics to award degrees. This is a major reform aimed at repositioning technical and vocational education as a part of national development. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in Abuja on Wednesday while addressing a high-level retreat of council chairmen, commissioners of education, rectors, registrars, and bursars. Describing the move as a landmark policy shift, the minister said it would end decades of discrimination against polytechnic graduates and elevate polytechnics into centers of excellence within Nigeria's higher education system. Pope Leo XIV has called on Christians across the world to pray for Christian unity and peace, especially at this time marked by a lack of respect for human dignity and heightened international tensions. The pontiff made this appeal during his general audience in the Vatican Hall on Wednesday. He emphasized that Christians should overcome division, form strong bonds of unity, stating that Jesus Christ prayed for the unity of his disciples before his passion. The United States President Donald Trump has dropped his threat to impose tariffs on European countries opposed to his bid to take control of Greenland and ruled out the use of force to seize the territory. He disclosed this on Wednesday after he met with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, agreeing on a framework for a future deal involving Greenland. Trump also noted that the new framework is based on security and minerals. And now to sports. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria has called for calm amongst athletes with regards to the payment of 15,000 naira to register on the newly adopted roster athletics platform. Unfoniso Christopher has details.
The Athletics Federation of Nigeria has sought to calm growing concerns within the athletics community over information that athletes will be required to pay 15,000 naira to register on the newly adopted roster athletics platform. The development triggered criticism from several quarters, including Nigeria's 100-meter record holder, Olusoji Fashuba, who warned publicly that such a fee risks excluding grassroots athletes' data and competition entries nationwide. The president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Tunobok Okowa, said the federation had not approved any registration fee and stressed that athletes will not be made to pay 15,000 naira. He further explained that the amount being circulated originated from roster athletics and remained subject to negotiations, board approval, describing it as a major step towards tackling age cheating and improving data integrity in Nigeria athletics. Mvoniso Christopher, Providence Television News.
Algeria has been punished by the Confederation of African Football over players and officials' unruly behavior after their loss to Nigeria in the just concluded Africa Cup of Nations. Once again, Mfoniso Christopher has details.
The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has descended heavily on Algeria over conducts deemed to have brought the game to disrepute after their 0-2 defeat by Nigeria in the quarter-finals of the just concluded African Cup of Nations. The Confederation of African Football said the decision was forced by a series of condescending actions by Algerian players, their officials, and fans during and after the game, which ended the North Africans' campaign in the championship. As punishment for the infractions, CAF fined Algeria $95,000 for the inappropriate behavior of players and their officials. Mvoniso Christopher, Providence Television News.
And that's a package on sports. Now to the weather report. The weather forecast for Friday, 23rd January. In Abuja, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 35 degrees Celsius. In Lagos, it will be cloudy with a temperature of 34 degrees Celsius. In Benin, it will be partly sunny and a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius is expected. In Port Harcourt, it will be partly cloudy with a temperature of 33 degrees Celsius. In Kaduna, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 34 degrees Celsius. In Enugu, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius. And in Sokoto, it will be cloudy with a temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. In Washington, it will be cloudy and quite cold with a temperature of 7 degrees Celsius. In London, there will be light rain with a temperature of 8 degrees Celsius. In Johannesburg, it will be partly sunny with a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. And in Rome and Paris, there will be light rain with temperatures of 13 degrees Celsius. And in Paris, 9 degrees Celsius. And to the exchange rate, 1 United States dollar is equivalent in naira is 1,475, 1 euro 1,728, 1 British pound 1,980. The Canadian dollar presently stands at 1,068 naira, the Australian dollar 1,005 naira. And that's the news on the hour on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.